Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. The KANU party leader Gideon Moi has resurfaced again. For some times after the last election, Gideon Moi has kept a low profile and has been struggling to ensure that he holds grip of control of the KANU party that was almost going away, the way Jubilee Party is being wrecked from within. William Ruto managed to take away the Secretary General, Nick Salat, a longtime friend of Gideon Moi. And so Gideon Moi decided that he stays away from politics, and we've not seen him in the several demonstrations that were called by Azimio. He came back with a big bang. He has decided to write a long letter revealing his position on the finance bill. But before we read this letter, I want to quote Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who once said, and I quote him, that I agree with Dante that the hottest place in hell are reserved for those who, in a period of moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. I'm saying this because when you read Gideon's letter, he tends to sit on the fence. He tends to maintain a position of neutrality when we're in a time of a crisis. I said earlier that concerning the finance bill, concerning the Kenya Kwanza policies, concerning the punitive taxes, you are either with the oppressed or with the government. And so you cannot come and tell us that you are neutral. And I have seen some people saying that Gideon Moi dropped a bombshell on William Ruto. I want us to go through this letter, and you will agree with me that in as much as Gideon Moi disguised himself as someone who wanted to remain neutral, he has taken a position against the Azimio. He is in support of the finance bill, even though he has choreographed it with certain pieces of advice and criticism indirectly to the. In this long letter, Gideon Moi begins by saying that as the Finance Bill 2023 awaits a session in law, the public discourse surrounding it has shed light on Parliament's fundamental significance as the interface between the people and their aspirations, as well as the executive and its policies. This underscores the need to continuously bolster Parliament as an independent institution that must serve the interests of the people. And by reading that first paragraph, you may think that he's criticizing the government, because in a way just saying that Parliament is the link between development and the people that they represent, and therefore they should be left, Parliament should exercise its autonomy. And I think it's referring to the way the executive bullied Parliament to vote in favor of their finance bill, because there were people who had gone to their constituents and they were told, we don't want this bill, but they were threatened by the executive. And Gideon Moi is sending this coded message that Parliament needs to be left alone to exercise their neutrality, their autonomy without being forced. I want us to go slowly. And he says that moving forward, the government should prioritize establishing transparent and accountable systems to seal avenues of corruption to ensure taxes are utilized as appropriated. In the case of the National Housing Development Fund, swift action is required to institute a robust legal policy and administrative framework that will govern the management and administration of the fund to ring-fence it for its sole primary purpose, the construction of the affordable housing for the people of Kenya. This paragraph 2 reveals His intention reveals his position. Because when Azimio is saying that they are against the passage of this bill and they have called for a consultative meeting in Kamkunji on 27th, Gideon Moi in this paragraph 2 is saying that in a way it has been passed and there's nothing we can do. And the only thing that is now admonishing the government to do is to ensure that they tighten policies to ensure that when this money is finally collected, it should go to the purpose for which it was collected, which is housing. This is the deviation. Azimio is saying that they want to compel this government to abandon. The reason I'm saying that Gideon Moi is trying to remain at the fence is because he's criticizing, at the same time he's maintaining that this has been passed and we are not only looking at ways on how to protect the funds that will be collected. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish, because I don't want to add more to this. William Ruto has tried to seduce Gideon Moi, and it has succeeded. And this is why Gideon Moi is supporting all this. You all know that he was given a very lucrative contract. And this is a lesson to Rigathi Gachagua. When William Ruto is trying to endear himself to his Kalenjin community, people like Isaac Ruto, Gideon Moi, he's giving them jobs, contracts. Rigathi Gachagua has been set to fight his siblings, fighting Uhuru, fighting every person from Central. Anybody who he feels will be a stumbling block to his quest to be a sole kingpin in Central. And I wish Rigathi Gachagua would see, because this is a trap that has been set to him. William Ruto too wants to remain a kingpin in the Rift Valley. But how is he doing it? By trying to welcome all the brothers. Those who opposed him in 2022 are now coming, and is trying to open the door for them so that they speak with one language. Yet when you look at Central, Mwangi wa Iria, you look at people like Kabogo, Martha Karua, look at Maina Njenga, that it is divided, Uhuru Kenyatta, and the person who is supposed to, spread an olive branch to them is Rigathi Gachagua. You'll find a few rebels, but 99% will be supporting you. Can Rigathi Gachagua claim that is controlling 99% of Central? Even as we speak, his relationship with Ndindi Nyoro is not very rosy. And Gideon Moi, moving forward, you will see him fully with William Ruto. He's supporting William Ruto. When Azimio is saying that on 27th they need to go for a consultative forum, Gideon Moi is part and parcel of Azimio. He should have come out and protected what the Azimio announced. But when you see him speaking this way, he's supporting William Ruto. He didn't even speak about the demonstrations. He didn't take the same position about the Azimio. And this tells you that William Ruto has succeeded in catching him. He spread his net, and this has caught Gideon Moi. And this is why I want to reiterate that it is good to take a position. Don't try to sit on the fence. Saying this, you cannot blow hot and cold. Great leaders speak with one accord. This is why Kalonzo Musyoka today is being seen as a very robust leader. I know for a fact that the government has tried to look for Kalonzo Musyoka, but he has remained adamant. He has decided that I am in opposition. I am with Azimio, for better for worse. Gideon Moi must say and must declare whether he is with the government or with the opposition. Is he standing with the oppressed or the oppressor? In as much as he's trying to guise himself as someone who is neutral, telling the government to have policies to guard this money, we know. I don't know what to think, ladies and gentlemen, but this is my take.